What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. MLB. Detroit Tigers versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Tigers have a 41.5% chance to win, and the Rays have a 58.5% chance to win. This is at Tampa Bay. For pitchers, Gibson Long for the Tigers has an ERA of 3.97 and a WHIP of 1.15. And Papoit for the Rays has an ERA of 3.11 and a WHIP of 1.1. Now, Gibson Long has only pitched in 11 and one-third innings this year, while Papoit has pitched 89 and two-thirds. So, might be a good idea for Gibson Long to look at his career ERA. So in his career, he has pitched in 31 and one-third innings and has allowed 11 earned runs. So we take 11 and divide it by 31 and one-thirds, multiply it by 9 to get approximate career ERA of 3.16. So, there's not really significant difference between the two pitchers. So home field advantage, and both are. This is good pitching for both of them. So I say home field advantage be the big thing here. So I think the Rays will beat the Tigers tomorrow. Milwaukee Brewers versus Minnesota Twins. The Brewers have a 48.1% chance to win, and the Twins have a 51.9% chance to win. This is at Minnesota. For pitchers, Quintana for the Brewers has an ERA of 3.35 and a WHIP of 1.43. And Woods Richardson for the Twins has an ERA of 5.13 and a WHIP of 1.5. So, good pitching for Quintana, not really good pitching for Woods Richardson. So, I think it's a definite pitching advantage for the Brewers. And so, despite the home field advantage that the Twins have, I think with the pitching advantage, I think the Brewers beat the Twins tomorrow. Cincinnati Reds versus St. Louis Cardinals. The Reds have a 30.8% chance to win, while the Cards have a 69.2% chance to win. This is at St. Louis. For pitchers, Suter for the Reds has an ERA of 2.91, the WHIP of 1.12. And Gray for the Cards has an ERA of 3.84 and a WHIP of 1.18. Now, Suter has pitched in 34 innings this year, while Gray has pitched 79 and two-thirds innings. So it might be a good idea to look at the career ERA for Suter. So Suter has pitched in 563 and two-thirds innings and has allowed 214 earned runs. So what we're going to do here is take 214 and divide by 563 and two-thirds, multiply by 9 to get approximate career ERA of 3.42. So, with that, that means there's not really significant difference between the two pitchers, like ERA wise. So I think home field advantage will be the big thing here. So I think the Cards will beat the Reds tomorrow. Seattle Mariners versus Chicago Cubs. The Mariners have a 32% chance to win, and the Cubs have a 68% chance to win. This is at Chicago for pitchers. Hancock for the Mariners has an ERA of 4.48 and a WHIP of 1.38. And Horton for the Cubs has an ERA of 3.47 and a WHIP of 1.21. Now, Hancock has pitched in 62 and one-third innings this year, while Horton has pitched in 36 and one-third innings this year. So it might be a good idea to look at Horton's career ERA. So for Horton, this is his whole career. So, and he's pitched well, for this being his first year, he's pitched very well. And, his ERA is definitely below that Mendoza line, while Hancock's is not. So I say it's a pitching advantage for the Cubs. So with the home field advantage and pitching advantage, I think the Cubs will beat the Mariners tomorrow. Boston Red Sox versus San Francisco Giants. The Red Sox have a 46% chance to win, while the Giants have a 54% chance to win. This is at San Francisco. For pitchers, Bello for the Red Sox has an ERA of 3.49, the WHIP of 1.47. And Ralph for the Giants has an ERA of 3.99, the WHIP of 1.46. So not really significant difference in pitching here. Both that's good pitching for both of them. So I think home field advantage will be the big thing here. So I think the Giants will beat the Red Sox tomorrow. New York Mets versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets have a 41.3% chance to win, and the Phillies have a 58.7% chance to win. This is at Philadelphia. For pitchers, Canning for the Mets has an ERA of 3.8 and a WHIP of 1.4. And Abel for the Phillies has an ERA of 2.21 and a WHIP of 1.03. Now, Canning has pitched in 62 and two-thirds innings, while Abel has only pitched in 20 and one-third innings. So it might be a good idea for Abel to look at his career ERA, which that's it. Yeah, that's this is his first year, so yeah, that's all really for his career. So, as good pitching for both teams. So it's hard. So with the lack of experience in eight with Abel, it's hard to say who has the advantage. So I think home field advantage would be the big thing here. And with Abel having lower ERA, that could possibly give the Phillies slight advantage. But I think home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think the Phillies will beat the Mets tomorrow. College baseball. Coastal Carolina Chanticleers versus LSU Tigers. Game one. So this is the first game of the College World Series championship final. So whoever wins this series wins the national championship. Both these teams are former champions. So Coastal Carolina is 13 in the nation, 56 and 11 record. LSU is 6 in the nation with a 46 and 15 record. So both have played very well. Coastal Carolina has had one hell of a run in this postseason. They obviously made it to the finals. LSU, they're a perennial contender. They made it to the finals. No one's really shocked about, LSU making it. Coastal Carolina, a little more of a shock. But yeah, both have played very well. So this could be a really good game. You know, there's probably more LSU fans in Omaha than Coastal Carolina fans. One, due to LSU having more fans, and two, with baseball, LSU just has a larger fan base. I mean, SEC is just gonna have a larger fan base. LSU has one of the biggest SEC baseball fan bases. So yeah, I think in game one, I think LSU will beat Coastal Carolina tomorrow to go up 1-0 in the series. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening and look forward to the next video.